Hi, good evening. Welcome back to Sports Today. You're live with me, Rajashri Gupta, but it's a packed house, of course. Besides Boria and me, we have a packed panel for the discussion this evening. First off, it's of course Sunrisers Hyderabad taking on the Rajasthan Royals. Sunrisers Hyderabad have had a disappointing season. They've only won one game out of the 9 matches so far. Their playoff possibilities are over. Rajasthan Royals, of course, they looked pretty sketchy, but they're looking to fight and stay on. So they're still afloat for a berth in the last four. And of course, we're going to talk to our fans from the Rajasthan Royals and Sunrisers Hyderabad. But remember, I said there are other panelists as well. We're going to discuss the way the IPL has evolved. All teams would have played 10 matches by the end of the evening. So, where do these teams stand? What are the possibilities of the playoff positions? Who is going to compete alongside Delhi? Chennai, Bangalore are looking good after that victory last night, and of course, that battle is spicing up for the final spot. I'll go straight off to Boria. Then, of course, I have a panelist, DP from Sunrisers Hyderabad, the Ronak from the Rajasthan Royals. But Boria, I know you have something special lined up for us. But before I go there, the Sunrisers Hyderabad, they'll be playing for pride. Very proud cricketers. David Warner, Kane Williamson, Rashid Khan, Jason Holder. Jason Holder looked so good in that last game. And Rajasthan Royals, there's more to play. There's more to play for than pride. They have a realistic chance of making into that final four. Where can they possibly go wrong, and how do you see them shaping up for the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, first to answer that, I actually did speak to a number of Sunrisers players, including some of the names you mentioned, and I was told that in training at least, they are putting in their 200%. They are very, very proud, excuse me, they're proud cricketers, proud athletes. Every single day at training, they're giving their absolute best, hoping that it will be, the same today in the pitch. They want that turnaround. They're desperately seeking that turnaround. There's no dearth of effort. I want to put that for Deepthi and for the rest of the panelists as well. Welcome Yuvraj Nanda. Welcome Johns. So we'll get who's that? Gargi as well. Oh, lovely. So we've got a full house. So welcome Ronak, Deepthi, Pawan, Shalin, Johns, Yuvraj, and Gargi. Excellent to have you all. Just to start the show with something very special. Yesterday, she picked her 600th wicket. 600 wickets for a woman it's a staggering milestone. Staggering milestone. We all know what she did with the ball and the bat yesterday in Australia. We know what the last 36 hours have been like for her. If the word redemption is applicable to anybody, it has to be Jhulan Goswami. I am also aware in the middle of the tour, this is a bit of an exception. I had requested the board that if they allow me to do this interview with her celebrating Jhulan Goswami, the 600 and of course yesterday's game, the board very kindly consented and gave me permission. And it was an outstanding conversation. Harman and Smriti taking her out for breakfast the next morning after that no-ball defeat, saying, come out of your routine and tomorrow you're going to win it for us. And Ramesh Pawar telling Jhulan, you will play the winning stroke. Divine providence, coincidence, whatever you want to call it, it all comes true. Take a look at what Jhulan Goswami, we'll play multiple clips of Jhulan and obviously we'll play the full interview as well. But take a look at Jhulan Goswami before we go to all our fans. The first clip, Ashish, can we have it please?
Honestly speaking, Boryada, I don't know the number. BCCI tweeted and then one of my teammates only said, Jhuludi, you know what? I said, what? आपका ना 600 विकेट हो गया. अभी क्या 600 विकेट? कहाँ से? बोला no, BCCI had tweeted ये देखो ना, because during the match हम लोग के पास फोन तो होता है. So after the match, after press conference, when I entered the dressing room, so one of the girls told me that, Jhuludi, you know what? I said, what? आपका ना 600 विकेट हो गया. मतलब बोले देखो BCCI ने ट्वीट किया 600 विकेट हुआ. यार 600 विकेट कहाँ से हुआ? Then she only said that ये हुआ. I said यार मैंने तो कभी काउंट ही नहीं किया. But yes, जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया था कभी मैंने इतना दूर का तो मैंने सोचा नहीं था. Honestly speaking, Boryada, I always dream to play for my country at least one match, and उस कॉलम में एक विकेट होना चाहिए था. That was my goal. But उसके बाद, when you love for this game, you're passionate about this game, want to do well each and every time whenever you got that opportunity. So उस passion के साथ में आगे बढ़ते गए, and when you're playing since a long time, 6, 7, 18, 19 years, international cricket आपका जब होता है, you achieve few milestone, but the ultimate goal अभी तक नहीं हुआ. Individual milestone से मैं बहुत खुश हूँ.
I've got to say this, Jhulan's family to me. And she's so dear to me, and just love Jhulan. Absolutely love Jhulan. More of Jhulan coming your way in a bit. But Deepti, first one to you. Your team's playing, as I told you, proud cricketers, more than 200% effort. What do you want to see?
Since that the season is gone for us, I would want to see youngsters stepping in and given opportunity, and I want to see the players who haven't got an opportunity to play, because next season it's Enya Omega auction, and many of them might not be with us. So I want them to have the opportunity to play for Sunrisers, and I believe my team is capable of so much more, and I think we still have time to play for Pride, and this will be like a redemption for us. So hoping we play and spoil others' game. So that's what I'm counting on. So yeah.
But as far as you are concerned, Deepti, even if the team loses or wins, your fandom has no impact, right? You will remain a Sunrisers fan.
Yeah, that is for sure. I think it goes by with any fandom, and any fan, they just stick by the team, because we are fans of the team, not a winning team. So I guess I just want to stick by my team, and the same goes with everyone else in this panel, I'm sure.
True. Ronak, you've got a realistic chance, buddy. You've got a very good chance. So what are your thoughts tonight?
Yeah, the good thing is that fate is in our hands, and that's something that is always important. I think teams like SRH who are out of the tournament, or people who label them as party poopers, I think are the most dangerous team than maybe a table toppers, because they can spoil anyone's party. We saw what CSK did last tournament, where they won 3 matches at the end and spoiled Punjab Kings' party. So I think we should not underestimate Sunrisers Hyderabad. I think that would be a big mistake if we do that going in with overconfidence. I think batting is slightly a worry for Rajasthan Royals. I think in the last match we did not score a single boundary in the power play, and that's only the second time it has happened since 2011. So I think we are too reliant on players like Evan Lewis, Sanju Samson, and Liam Livingstone, which I think can be dangerous. I think the young players need to step up. I'm particularly at the moment disappointed with Riyan Parag, because he's one of the players at 19. He's been given a long rope with RR, but he's not done. He's not lived up to his potential. He's not unlocked his true game yet. And I really hope something comes out of him, because we have replacements like Anuj Rawat who are doing really well. And just one last word on Fizz. I think he's been the standout bowler for us. We always thought that it'll be difficult to replace Jofra Archer because the kind of bowler he was, but I think Fizz has done a tremendous job, and such pitches really suit him. And I think he'll be the most important player for us going ahead in the tournament. So really hopeful for a good game.
Rajarshi, tell me honestly, who are your 4 from here on who will make the playoffs? You are obviously in a public platform with all fans. All of us will throttle you if you get it wrong, so go for it.
I think I'll stick by what I said a couple of days back. I think even despite RCB's victory, I'll say CSK DC, they're almost through. I'm backing KKR to go through, and I know it's going to be a massive effort, but I somehow think Mumbai Indians, they are second last on that points table. Unless I've missed something, this is the first time since 2009 that they're languishing that far below. I still think you'll see a lot more of Indians coming up.
So no RCB.
I don't think so. I think RCB might still slip towards the end here. I think KKR and Mumbai Indians are going to make it through to the last 4.
Wow. Where's Pavan? Pavan would love you. Pavan, go for that.
Yes. Not a great start as expected, being slow starters. But if we look at the points table, we were outplayed. But every match we were, had a better start, be it against Chennai or yesterday. Or, all the 3 matches we had a better start. We had good sessions, and from a very strong commanding position, we lost the matches. And we are the team, which knows how to bounce back, and we have the best person in the dugout to give the proper advices and, make the team get back to the right ways.
Okay, let me also tell you that Rohit's fine. That's point number 1. Rohit's fine. And also Hardik's bowling. So he's had 2 net sessions so far in the last 3 days is what I know. So Hardik started to bowl. He was bowling in the camp before this niggle happened. As a result, he had to stop it again, but he's resumed because he too knows that he has to do the job for India. So if you want news, that's the news coming out of your camp. So that's the news for you, Pawan. Before I go to our musician on the show, Gargi Rastogi, she doesn't need to train. Her team is through, so she can practice music and get the Sports Today anthem right. So I'll come to Gargi. But before that, Shalin, yeah, yesterday could you sleep that last ball? You were still blaming Owen Morgan for that Prasidh Krishna over. Shalin, can your team still make it?
Yeah, yeah, I think my team can still make it because the performances have been good. Morgan is struggling with runs, but the other batsmen like Venkatesh Iyer, who has also bowled one over, looked promising. So seeing to it that we can play an extra batter as well. If needed, we can play other bowler in place of Prasidh Krishna, who is not doing so well right now. We've seen that Sunil Narayan is a champion bowler. He's almost defended 4 runs of the last over. The penultimate over is where we almost lost the game and we almost won the game in the last over. So there is a concern with an experienced fast bowler, which Prasidh Krishna is trying to fulfill in.
Okay. Yuvraj, tomorrow if you get one across Mumbai, well and truly that defeat of 4 days back will have turned into history, bad history. But yesterday, commanding, and tomorrow if your team manages to get that, who knows? You've got playoffs opened up. Your thoughts?
Honestly, I wouldn't increase a lot of my expectations up with just 2 victories on the trot. I would at least demand my side with at least 3 victories on the trot, and then I'll make up my mind for yes, like we might just end up finishing third on the table or fourth on the table. Third is of course like a huge task from here, but fourth is of course a position we are looking forward to, and considering that we've gained the momentum back after the Hyderabad game, I think it should be possible for us. We've done it before in 2014, in 2020 as well. We've won 5 on the trot, and God knows we might just do it again.
Okay, Rajashri, with your consent, shall we have another clip of Jhulan before I go to Johns and Gargi? Ashish, can we have the second Jhulan clip, please? And here's Jhulan Goswami on Mithali Raj. Take a listen. This is what respect is all about. Take a listen.
See, Will is playing with her since under 19 days. In my first under 19 days, and when I debuted, she was my vice captain that time. Because such young age, she was taking the responsibility. So yeah, it was fun playing with her. Always enjoy. And honestly speaking, nowadays she's so much cool, calm. She knows what she is going to do. It's a different Mithali. What we saw her in earlier and now, she was much different, more mature. She able to take a right decision. She's on to lead the team from the front, and it's always been pleasure playing with her. It's no doubt about that, because such a legend she is, and it's honor playing with her.
Nice. I don't think I can see Johns there. I think he's dropped off because of the internet. There's Johns. Johns, you are obviously playing hide and seek with me, but as long as I can see you, before you hide, very quickly, you can obviously win fastest finger first against Mr. Bachchan. But thoughts on your team and the way you all squeezed it out last over against Shalin yesterday. How did you react to the CSK win? Yeah, Johns.
I think it was a great win for CSK, coming back, especially after the wicket of Dhoni. Everyone.
Yeah, go on. Johns, go on. I think he's frozen again. Internet issues, folks. Internet issues, can't help. Gargi is back. If you are Gargi, I don't know, there's some issue with your internet. What's happening? Are you giving us the Sports Today anthem today, or what's the plan? If you can hear me, Gargi, can you hear me?
Gargi,
Sir,
if you can hear, yeah, go on.
I think it's just I can hear you guys, but in bits and pieces. So I'll have to connect the dots. It's really
Okay,
tricky.
what
The internet,
Boria is asking you if you have the Sports Today anthem ready.
the anthem, not really actually, not this time, but definitely soon, because I'm actually traveling. So I've not been able to get the time to sit and prepare one, but I'll definitely do it.
Okay, but are you playing anything for us today? Rajesh, did you
I
just talk?
can. I have my guitar with me. I have my guitar with me, but I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear me properly.
Let's
Let's
try.
try,
Let's
let's
try.
try,
Why
let's
don't we
try.
try? We'll figure it out.
Let's
We
try,
can
let's
hear
try.
you
Go
fine.
for it.
We can hear you just fine. Go for it.
In the meantime, as she gets ready, yeah, go for it. Yeah, go. If she gets cut out, then we'll go to somebody else. No problem. Yeah.
Okay, I will sing one peppy song. You know, something that will, rise up the what can I say? The energy. Okay. सोचा कहाँ था ये जो हो गया माना कहाँ था ये लो गया चुटकी कोई काटो ना है हमको होश में कदमों को थामो हम है उड़ते जोश में बादल पे पाँव है या छोटा गाँव है अब तो भाई चल पड़ी अपनी ये नाव है बादल पे पाँव है या छोटा गाँव है अब तो भाई चल पड़ी अपनी ये नाव है
Very nice. Deepthi, if your team gets some of that energy tonight, you're winning.
Exactly. I was thinking the same.
This particular song is for my team. Why? Because we didn't like before the last year, nobody would have expected Delhi to come out as this big stars of IPL. But we are like we were, underdogs. अब हम कमाल करने वाले हैं.
Lovely. Very good. Very, very impressive. Pawan, tell me something. Can Mumbai come back again? Do you realistically believe your team has a chance?
Yes. I strongly believe 4 wins out of 4 matches, then we'll straight away be through. If not, we have to get the calculators out if we lose.
Okay, Ronak says
One of
their
them at
fate
the
is in their hands, and that's the big part. Let's get this man to talk. Jones, talk about the CSK one before you disappear again. You're playing Mogambo Kushwa with me tonight. Come on.
First of all, it was a great win for us coming back behind. And Jadeja has played this kind of knock. If you remember the 2020 season, he played a similar knock against Kolkata Knight Riders. So he had the experience and the improvement of batting of Jadeja in last 2 years that has helped CSK a lot. If you look at his performance in 2020 and 2021, whenever he got opportunity, he has performed for us. So there was a trust on him and taking down Naren as a left-hander also. He has an advantage over that. So it helps CSK. And there are few issues like the form of Dhoni is a big issue and he came up the order. So I hope CSK rectifies that in coming matches. And bowling, it has been a great job by bowlers without the Bravo, especially he was coming from the nickel, but still CSK bowled really well. And Jadeja's performance with the ball, he hasn't taken much wickets, but still he has bowled some economical overs and the ability of Thakur to take important wickets. If you look at, he took De Villiers' wicket, and last match he took Russell's wicket. So he has that knack of picking important wickets, and that helps CSK a lot to tighten up during the middle overs. And Jose is a good. If you look at Deepak Chahar, he has been nailing those Yorkers. So overall, it has been a team performance by CSK through the tournament. And if you look last match, it was slightly a heroic performance from Jadeja, but still, bowlers did a great job. And I hope Dhoni will be coming back very soon as a quick fire 20 or 30 somewhere around the corner that helps CSK moving ahead of playoffs.
Okay. Yuvraj, as an Indian fan, are you a tad worried with what you are seeing? Surya, Ishan, Hardik. Are you a tad worried with what you are seeing?
Of course, yes, because when the lineup was out, like when the entire squad of the T20 World Cup was out, I was a little shocked when Yuzvendra Chahal, the likes of Yuzvendra Chahal or Shreyas Iyer were not announced for the lineup. Although I do believe that Surya Kumar Yadav or Ishan Kishan having enormously less experience of international cricket yet did not deserve a tournament as big as the T20 World Cup. So I believe that people who are more experienced, the likes of Chahal, who have played the ICC tournaments before, Shreyas Iyer, who played in the World Cup as well, I think they deserve the chance over. Like first of all, they lack experience, and secondly, they've also not been performing lately. So yeah, I'm a little worried as an Indian fan too.
Shreyash too did not play in the World Cup, Yuvraj. So, but I get your point about Yuzvendra Chahal.
Oh yeah.
Rajoshi, would you take Yuzvendra Chahal when you sort of have that final deadline on the 10th? No RCB fan here. I can't see one. I'll take it to you. I mean, would you get Yuzi Chahal? Does he deserve this place?
Boria, again, this question has to revolve around recent performances. Yes, I know we're talking about IPL performances, how probably he's been stirred up with that after being ignored from that World Cup squad. But the fact is that you're looking at players with recent form, and that this has been another cause for debate. You're looking at an ODI setup for the World Cup. You look at the last 2 years. You look at a T20 World Cup, shorter format, smaller momentum shifts. You look at recent form, and I think that's what the selectors went with. In fact, that was also going to be my next question, Boria, to you. You know why I said Mumbai Indians? I really want Mumbai Indians to push for the top four is because that will mean several of the India players coming back to form. Because Mumbai Indians now cannot go through without significant performances from Rohit Sharma, who's always such a threat, from Surya, from Ishan, from Hardik Pandya bowling and with the bat, and of course just with Bumrah. He bowled so spectacularly last night. But Boria, just a question here. This is such a unique phase, right? You have the IPL, and within days you start with the T20 World Cup. Is that where you see some of the younger players, say Rahul Chahar, Surya Kumar, Ishan? These players are not that experienced. Is that the pressure telling in the IPL because they know that all eyes are on them? We are discussing them on sports today. Is that the pressure factor soon after they play in the World Cup, and is that weighing on their minds as well?
See, it's only natural that they will feel the pressure. But having said that, somebody like a Surya is not a spring chicken. He's been around for a long time, and I rate Surya very highly. I rate Surya extremely highly. He's got incredible talent. Number one. Number two, if you actually think what made the Surya narrative. The Surya narrative is first ball, Jofra Archer, flick six. The Surya narrative is coming there, dominating. The Surya that I have seen in the last couple of games has been a nudge here, nudge there, get a single, get a single. I think Surya Kumar Yadav is one innings away, and if he gets it right in his mind, he can just do it because he's just too good. Because see, if somebody has been able to do that to Archer, obviously you have the ability, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do it. And it's not as if you've been worked out. So I have great faith in Surya Kumar Yadav. I've been shouting for Surya Kumar Yadav for a while. So I would want Surya Kumar Yadav to do what Surya Kumar Yadav has been known for. Fearless, intent, positive, aggressive, committed cricket rather than nudge here, nudge there. That's what I want to see. Pressure, international cricket, that's his dream for anybody. Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya. You've got to dream that I'll be a World Cup winner. Sachin waited 22 years for that particular night when he called Sudhir Gautam in and handed that trophy. 22 years for that one trophy. That's how hard it is. Shalin, yesterday when Owen Morgan gave it to Prasidh Krishna, the first thought was Andre Russell injury. How worried were you when you saw Russell sort of start to, limp again? Because as a KKR fan, that was a moment of reckoning.
Yeah, Andrew Russell is a very important player for us, and he was looking fine after that injury. He was walking around, so that was not a big concern. Hopefully, he's fine enough to bowl the next game. Although we have a Ben Cutting in the reckoning, but he's untested yet. So, as far as the qualifications are concerned, we need a Andrew Russell over a Ben Cutting.
You also have a Shakib, so you might have
I think it's fine that he. Yeah. Yeah, Shakib also is a good option, but we have a Venkatesh here whom we see in 1 over bowl and he can mix up the ball very well. So the bowling department cannot be a big jumble up there, but I feel that if Russell goes out, there's a Shakib and a cutting in there for the reckoning. And Shakib being in the Bangladesh World Cup squad will also need the experience. So that is how we can see that if Russell doesn't play, a Shakib or a cutting can play in.
Deepthi, a question for you, and this is a friend in me speaking, not the analyst in me. I just badly want David Warner to score. Just the friend in me speaking. I mean, he's as close to me as perhaps Jhulan. What does David Warner mean to a Hyderabad Sunrisers fan?
Basically whatever Sunrisers today, we all would say it is because of David Warner, because before he came, like we were not even counted as a team because we were new team, plus we were not in that form. So after he came back, came in 2014, after a couple of years in 2016, after he lifted a cup, that's when the real thing started. And he has this immense love for a team. I don't think any overseas player has that much love for the fans. And when asked upon like why he likes us so much, he gives so much explanation. Yeah, there are players who are loved by the fans, but a player loving the team is like another level. Because of that, our attachment to David Warner has increased immensely. So it's like a two-way communication. We all want him to get this, Indian citizenship and live in Hyderabad. The case is like that with us. So yeah, he's almost like a Telugu person, not even Indian. He's like Telugu guy. He watches all Telugu movies. He does all Telugu stuff, reads and everything. He follows Telugu actors. So that is the case with David Warner. We
Okay,
obviously
so
want him to perform. Yeah.
Deepthi. Now, whatever you say, I'm going to send this to Davy after the match tonight. So, floor is yours. Go for it.
So obviously we love him a lot, and it is like he has always performed. It's not like he didn't perform anytime. He always stepped up. This is just one season. Every player will have an off season, but we don't want it to go like that. I know he has tremendous ability and he can play. We just want him to not take any pressure. I think he's feeling that he's letting down the fans, but that's not the case. We still believe in him. There is no there's I don't think fans are pointing out a finger at him, because it's okay to have off season. All I want is like for him to play fearlessly, and now that the season is also gone, I don't want him to take any pressure. Just play his natural game. He is like a firebox and he just can play. So we just want him to play his natural game, and winning or losing is like secondary. We want him to be happy, and
What
the visuals that we see of him, disturbed and sad, those things kind of make us feel even more bad. So we would
What?
like him to be happy on the field. Yeah.
Tremendous stuff. Ronak, talk to me about your captain. The other night, serious metal, Sanju Samson. Talk to me about Sanju Samson.
So Sanju Samson, I think he scored more than 50% of the runs last match. But we've all known Sanju Samson to be that player who has showed so much ability, so much potential, but flattered to deceive at the main stage. He got an opportunity for India, but unfortunately he didn't do well. For me, if you tell about Sanju Samson, how do I rate him? He's a friend. Like suppose you're meeting a friend at a coffee place and you're waiting for the friend. You reach that place, you call up the friend and you ask him, where are you? The friend will say, no, I'm reaching in 5 minutes. So you're waiting there. You call him up after half an hour. You ask him, where are you? He's saying, I'll reach in 5 minutes. You keep on waiting and waiting, but that friend never arrives. And Sanju Samson, unfortunately, has been that friend for Rajasthan Royals, who's promising so much, so much ability, so much talent, but he's not arrived. With this, I think he's got a tremendous opportunity to lead the batting. He showed in the last game as well that he's becoming more consistent. He's waiting it out. He's playing slowly at the start because he knows that he has to shoulder the responsibility. And I think one more player with him, Evan Lewis or Liam Livingstone, if they click along with Sanju Samson, I think he can be the finisher or the one who stabilizes the inning, and he can have batsmen around him just going tonkers. So again, just like another season, it's a big tournament for Sanju Samson as a player individually for his chances to come back into the Indian national team, and I hope he can do well not only with the bat but also with the captaincy as well. Because to be honest, he's taken some really iffy decisions in the first two matches where he could have done things differently. So as a captain as well, I think if he performs well, I think it could be an added boost for him to get into the Indian squad as well.
Rajashri, henceforth, if you and I are unwell or we have a problem, let's just call them and hand it over to them.
Absolutely.
I mean, the quality of conversation from them on Sports Today, I don't think we are missing any trick by not calling in an expert. I have to say this publicly. I've done this job for the last 25 years. You guys are superstars. Yuvraj, Mohammad, before I go back to Rajashri, Mohammad Shami, Harpreet Brar, and of course Arshdeep Singh, all of a sudden your team has a bowling attack that is sort of looking pretty superb.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, despite not being much experienced, the kind of performances they've been promising since about a couple of years now, it's like actually tremendous. Kudos and shout out to our bowling coach Damien Fleming, who's been doing a wonderful job for us. And the kind of grooming Arshdeep has had under Kings 11 Punjab since 2019. In 2019, he had a little off season. He was given like 2 to 3 chances, but he took a couple of wickets. But then he was expensive with the runs he used to leak for us. 2020 onwards, he absolutely became the breakthrough king for the side. Every game he used to come break important partnerships which were harming our side, and then the kind of love he received from the entire of the fan base, I think, also because he's a local boy from Punjab, that makes the fan base love him even more, because it's always like more special when a local boy does the job for his side. And yeah, since then it's been quite a journey. I'm looking forward to more from him, even more, because I very soon want Arshdeep to play for India. I think it's enough. He has got enough recognition to at least make a debut like Chetan Sakaria and others have been doing.
Lovely words. Rajashri, all yours.
Shalin, you're talking about Owen Morgan's captaincy, the blunder that he made yesterday. You're looking at Owen Morgan's form as well. Now, look at all those more successful teams. You've had Indian captains. Yes, you've had someone like Adam Gilchrist, David Warner, Shane Warne. But someone like Owen Morgan, if he's struggling, had he not been captain, would he even deserve a place in that 11? Coming into the mega auction, would you want someone? Would you want an Indian to lead? You have someone like Shubman Gill is obviously one for the future, but is that something as a fan that you're thinking of as well? Why not an Indian captain? DK was around, Gambhir was around before that, successful. Trying to probably go with an Indian captain in the future as well. You're mute.
Yeah, obviously, an Indian captain is a psychological advantage, because if you have an overseas captain, that one slot is blocked by that person. If he doesn't perform, you need to switch that player, and the captaincy has to shift to an Indian player. All of a sudden, like we've seen in the last season, where DK dropped his captaincy, he was an Indian player, so he had his place in the side. But on Morgan, if he gets dropped, there are players who will come in place, and then the captaincy shift momentum, as we saw in the last season, affected us badly. So in the mega auction, as far as I'm concerned, as a player, Earn Morgan will surely be a consideration, but surely not as a captain. We would like to look into a Indian player as a captain who will be there with the core, because we only have 8 overseas players and 17 Indian players. So the connection with the 17 Indian players is more important than the 8 overseas players. If your Indian contingent performs, who are 7 in the 11, so that brings a drastic change in the team's performances. Yeah, there are exceptional players like Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, who are one-man army if they get their day. But there's an Indian player who needs to perform for your team to go ahead. So on Morgan, as a player, I would definitely recommend being brought back. But as a captain, we need an Indian captain in the team.
Right. One team that has transitioned Goria from a from an overseas captain to an Indian captain is obviously Rajasthan Royals in recent times. Sanju Samson, a lot of pressure on him, Ronak. But you're looking at two players again. You're looking at Evan Lewis, Chris Morris, who's been disappointing this season. Didn't play the last game. Sangakkara said there was some niggles. Expecting them back around as sitting from the outside, because you need Evan Lewis's firepower to up that net run rate as well, not just a victory. Now let's just come to that stage where you're looking at net run rate as well, with 3 or 4 teams very evenly keeled at this moment.
Yeah, so I think in all IPLs, the fourth spot is invariably net run rate, and I think that's where we're lagging right now. I think last match Sanju Samson did a good job in getting the net run rate to a better position still, because we were collapsing and we were looking at a 60-70 run defeat. But I think he did well there. Between Morris and Lewis, I think Lewis is really more important than a Morris right now, because the batting is where we are really lacking. We normally end up losing 3 to 4 wickets in the power play, and the game after that is truly gone. Lewis in the first match as well, I think he showed his form from the CPL and he got it back here, and he can. I mean, Sunrisers don't have express pace in them, and he can truly take on the bowling today and ensure that the pressure on the likes of Lomror and Parag is not there as much. With respect to Morris, I'm not sure whether he'll get a chance to play in place of Shamsi, because Shamsi didn't do anything wrong in the first match. So I think maybe Shamsi would be given another chance. But I think Evan Lewis is a must for us to at least put up a fight for the fourth spot.
Okay, Gandhi, your question, if you can hear us. What's working for your team that you are saying you will win the trophy? What is working for your team? Rajesh, tumi jigesh koro.
Gargi, can you? What Boria is asking is what's exactly working for the Delhi Capitals? What makes you so confident that they're going to lift the title this year? Okay, I don't think she can hear us, Boria. Can you hear us? No.
She's gone. Okay, people are asking why is there no RCB yet, folks? This is not deliberate. We wanted to get Mufa, he wasn't available. Yeah. We can hear you. Go on.
I think
We can hear you. Go on.
So should I speak, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, sir, it's the momentum it's the momentum the team has.
Sad, her internet is acting up. Clearly, her internet is acting up. We'll see if we can get her to play some more music towards the end of the show. Clearly, her internet is acting up. And by the way, I just wanted to make that point. This is not deliberate. We wanted all our RCB and super fans to come. Unfortunately, most of them had work. So, not our fault. Mufa did not want to take Johns on. So, that's not Johns' fault either. Johns and Mufa will always win the fastest finger first against Mr. Bachchan. So, that's the real story. Let them come back. On that note, can we have the third Jhulan clip, please, Ashish?
Next morning, Harman called me around 10:30, quarter to 11. Paji, Ujjao, we'll go out for breakfast. I said, I'm sleeping. Well, no, we have to come out. And you have to come out from your routine. I said, what? Well, let's go for, within 5 minutes, you just meet me in a lobby. I said, okay. That is how Harman, Smiti, they come to me and they said, let's go out for breakfast. We'll not have regular breakfast, what we are having in a hotel. We can go out as 2-3 people and sit outside the restaurant. We can have breakfast. That's allowed. So I say, उन लोगों ने लेके गए ना, उन्होंने मेरे को वहाँ पे बताया, पाजी ये बस हो गया आपका रूटीन, हर रोज वही अच्छे रूटीन कर करके जा रहे हो, आज रूटीन का चेंज करो, नया कुछ करते, प्रॉब्ली हम लोग फिर नेक्स्ट मैच आप जिताओगे, हम भी आपके साथ रहेंगे. ऐसे ओके, अगर ऐसा हो सकता है तो मैं हर रोज रूटीन चेंज करने के लिए तैयार हूँ. But that was the thing. एंड उसके बाद जब ब्रेकफास्ट वगैरह करके मैं रूम पे आई, इट वाज लाइक मैं सोच रही थी यार इनका मेरे ऊपर कितना कॉन्फिडेंट है, कितना वो लोग मेरे ऊपर बिलीव करते हैं. सो आई शुड कम बैक स्ट्रांगली. दैट्स वन ऑड मैच हैपेंड, एंड if I am a good cricketer and able to handle the pressure, so make sure that I come back strong and hard and next match and prove myself that I can still continue play in this level.
Superb, absolutely superb. Harish, over to you.
It's always a pleasure listening to Jhulan Goswami. In fact, Boria, she said her humble, her modesty comes through. In fact, one of the first clips that you played, she says she did not even know she had picked up 600 international wickets. They don't keep record of these. Don't keep track of these records, do they?
Because you said this, I asked her, so Jhulan 600, and she tells me, Boria, all I wanted was that one wicket for India and that one match. And today, by the way, she said, and we were actually in my room. I don't know. I mean, we were chatting, Jhulan and me. And she says, so where's your daughter? Because Jhulan keeps coming to my house and plays with my daughter. I mean, they are sort of, it's family. And I said, she's just lying next to me, she's unwell. And Jhulan says, phone to the, give her the phone. And Aisha actually watched the match yesterday with me, she's 7. So Aisha congratulated Jhulan, and the two of them had a 2-minute conversation. And Jhulan said, so what do you want from Australia? I'm going to come on the 5th, I'll get this. Now, who does all this, man? You know, this is where the human touch comes through. That whoever you might be, the humility and the modesty makes you a far bigger legend than numbers. I've got the greatest respect ever for Jhulan Goswami. Yes, Rajesh.
Absolutely. So this humility is what you want to see in these superstars. I've been around for so many years and just such a legend. But this has been another fun discussion. We've been able to cover all the teams on what they are doing. Rajasthan Royals, Sunrisers Hyderabad, of course, going head to head again tonight. Like Ronak said very rightly, can't take Sunrisers lightly. Thank you, John. Yuvraj, Shalan, always such a pleasure. And Boria, thank you so much for everything. All your
we are not closing the show, Rajesh.
We are not closing the show. We are not closing the show. We are closing it with Jhulan Goswami. Of course, we're not. We're going straight to the Jhulan interview, but we'll of course come back. All of us will be back at the end of the game after Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Rajasthan Royals. We'll come back to you. Thank you so much. But here is the full interview with Boria Majumdar and Jhulan Goswami. This is a treat. Please do stay on. We'll go, but this interview will continue.
And again, just to say it, thank you BCCI, Jai Shah specifically, for allowing me to do this. I know middle of the tour, permission. So the BCCI press team, Gaurav Molin, etc., President Saurabh Ganguly, Secretary Jai Shah, thank you for allowing me to celebrate Jhulan Goswami. Here's Jhulan Goswami for you. Hello and welcome to this very, very special interview, and I have to thank the BCCI for the special permission to be able to do this. 600 wickets, and if there is ever a fairy tale, from that no ball to that beautiful straight back over the bowler's head 4, Jhulan Goswami has seen every emotion in the world, from not sleeping to people carrying her on the shoulders to social media going mad. Not that she needed to. Not that she is not a legend or wasn't a legend, but now, from the despair to the ecstasy, she has seen every layer of human emotion. Jhulan, आपने सब देख लिया. 48 घंटे में आपने despair से एकदम complete transformation. मुझे बताइए वो रात आपने क्या किया और कल मैच जीतने के बाद आपने क्या किया?
First of all, Buryada, honestly speaking, thank you for hosting me in this show. It's always been a pleasure to talking to you. And that night was quite upsetting for all of us as an Indian fan, as an Indian cricketer, because I still feel we should win that match. And because 275 were quite decent score in women's cricket, and we should. हम लोग वाली टीम का जो बॉलिंग अटैक है हमें उस रन को रेस्ट्रिक्ट करना चाहिए था, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली बिकॉज ऑफ लॉट ऑफ ड्यूज डे एंड नाइट मैच ड्यू वाज देयर, that play a big role because it was very difficult to grip the ball. And honestly speaking, now while bowling on a front foot also is slipping, it's not stable. So when as a medium pacer your front foot is not stabilized, you are not comfortable, and that's the psychological effect for bowlers. Always in any part, any bowler, if you ask, they'll not going to be in a comfortable position. But whatever his circumstance was, we should win that match. Unfortunately, that no ball happened, and they win the match. And after that, it was quite difficult for me. I slept quite late, till 3:30 I was awake. I could not sleep because adrenal things was going on. A lot of things are going on in my mind. I was walking in my room, try to listen to few music, not able to go through. Then somehow I thought, okay, stop thinking about that match. Then slowly when I slept, I don't know. Next morning, Harman called me around 10:30, 11:15. Paji, Ujjao, we'll go out for breakfast. I said, I'm sleeping. Well, no, we have to come out. And you have to come out from your routine. I said, what? well, let's go for within 5 minutes you just meet me in a lobby. I said okay. So that is how Harman, Smriti, they come to me and they said, let's go out for breakfast. We'll not have regular breakfast what we are having in a hotel. We can go out as 2-3 people and sit outside the restaurant. We can have breakfast. That's allowed. So ऐसे उन लोगों ने लेके गए ना, उन्होंने मेरे को वहां पे बताया पाजी ये बस हो गया आपका रूटीन, हर रोज वही अच्छे रूटीन कर करके जा रहे हो, आज रूटीन का चेंज करो, नया कुछ करते, प्रॉब्ली हम लोग फिर नेक्स्ट मैच आप जिताओगे, हम भी आपके साथ रहेंगे. ऐसे ओके, अगर ऐसा हो सकता है तो मैं हर रोज रूटीन चेंज करने के लिए तैयार हूँ. तो दैट वाज द थिंग. एंड उसके बाद जब ब्रेकफास्ट वगैरह करके मैं रूम पे आई, इट वाज लाइक मैं सोच रही थी यार इनका मेरे ऊपर कितना कॉन्फिडेंट है, कितना वो लोग मेरे ऊपर बिलीव करते हैं. सो आई शुड कम बैक स्ट्रांगली. दैट्स वन ऑड मैच हैपेंड. एंड if I am a good cricketer and able to handle the pressure, so make sure that I come back strong and hard and next match and prove myself that I can still continue play in this level. That thought was going on in my mind.
Yesterday when Sneh got out and you were on strike, hardly 4 balls left, and if you would have gotten out, sorry, but India may not have won. We could have lost. हम हार भी सकते थे. वो शॉट मारने के पहले आपका माइंडसेट क्या था? आप एक रिस्क भी ले रहे थे. वो शॉट के बारे में बताइए. What was going through your mind? And then you were pumped up, and very rightly so. Whole country was pumped up with you. So that particular shot, Jhulan.
No, I know that what field they have set in. So and left arm spinner was bowling well. She was bowling in a very tight line according to her field. So I was just thinking that if she bowled little up, I'll go back to bowler. I'm not going to hit leg side. With the spin, I'm going to play her because her mid-off fielder was in a circle. So it's easy for me just chip to a 23-year circle and clear the boundary. That was my absolute clear plan. And if I'm not able to do that, then make sure that I take a singles. So, and when I saw she's little slow in a year, I said, go for it, Jhulan. This is your shot. And this is going to be a clear shot. And I just play through the line. That's all I do. And yes, because I believe that was a moment for me to, previous match, I was not able to restrict in my bowling, but yesterday's, yes, I able to contribute in a ball as bat as well. Even before, just give you one small story. I was just sitting on a dugout and Ramesh came and told me, Jhulan, आज का मैच का winning shot तेरे बैट से आने वाली है. So I said, really, you think so? He said, yes. I said, okay, coach, I'll try my level best to prove you right. So that was the things all around was going on.
Excellent.
So, yeah, everybody was very much positive.
Excellent.
Including everyone. I mean, captain, coach, other players. Everybody was believed that we can chase. The dressing room atmosphere was such that we know that we have a lot of youngsters in our batting lineup in a top, but everybody backing each other very well.
And what was the celebration like, Jhulan? Before I ask you about 600 wickets, to even say 600 is such a tall ask, but that's later. What was the celebration like yesterday? आप वो shot के बाद जब आप बाहर आ रहे थे, you were pumped up, all the girls rushed into you. What was it like? What was the talk like? How was it like?
I just telling myself, yes, I did it because जो एक रात पहले में I was very much upset. एंड उसके एक दिन बाद जो मैंने अपने आप को जो इस तरीके से मोटिवेट किया था, जिस तरीके से अपने आप को जो रोल मैंने बनाया था, उस पे मैं कामयाब हुई. एंड मेरा यही था जी, यस आई कैन प्ले दिस इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट एंड आई कैन कम्पीट विद वन ऑफ द बेस्ट साइड इन द वर्ल्ड. दैट वाज द मेन थिंग. एंड यस, ऑल द गर्ल्स वाज वेरी हैप्पी because yesterday we lost very narrow margin and uske baad hum log jeete. So it was a huge character shown by young team because we miss out Harman and because of her injuries, because our middle batting lineup was pretty much depending on Mithali and Smriti and bit of Shefali. The three, and Shefali also is very young in international cricket, particularly in ODI format. So basically we are playing with two senior batter, Mithali and Smriti. So it was huge task for young kids like Shefali, Richa, Yastika. They prove they can play in this format and they can take pressure when it's required. And आप जब ऑस्ट्रेलियन जैसी टीम के साथ खेलते हो तो it's not about skills, it's all about mind setup also, and they prove it. So ये एक एटमॉस्फेयर बहुत अच्छा लगा and सब यही बोल रहे थे तो हम लोग करके जाएंगे इस मैच पे, हम will come back hard and we'll try to prove ourselves that we can win.
Love it.
That's an absolutely team effort.
Love this. I mean, and yesterday I actually had tweeted Jhulan that I'm delighted for Jhulan. That it just came very naturally to me. I tweeted that I'm delighted for Jhulan, and Mithali wrote below that tweet, "She's my best." Loved it. I mean, this whole thing that the two of you have led Indian cricket for 20 years, and in England she signed off on a high. Australia in the ODI format, you signed off on a high. Maybe the two of you will not tour these countries together because the next major tournament is the World Cup. So it's great to see this, that line that she's my best, mutual respect, camaraderie. It was great to see. So, you and Mithali, this pair, again, I mean, you all have done so much for Indian cricket. Thoughts on that?
See, is playing with her since under 19 days, in my first under 19 days, and her, and when I debuted, she was my vice captain that time, because such young age she was taking the responsibility. So yeah, it was fun playing with her, always enjoy. And honestly speaking, nowadays she's so much cool, calm. She knows what she is going to do. It's a different Mithali. What we saw her in earlier and now, she was much different, more mature. She able to take a right decision. She's on to lead the team from the front. And yeah, it's always been pleasure playing with her. There's no doubt about that, because such a legend she is, and it's honor playing with her. Honestly,
I love that. I love that tweet, because she just wrote, "She's my best," and I thought the way she showed respect in that tweet to you, I felt very good about it. Now, Jhulan, 600 wickets. 1996-7 when you started to today, 600 wickets. Tell me.
Honestly speaking, Boryada, I don't know the number. BCCI tweeted, and then one of my teammates only said, "Jhuludi, you know what?" I said, "What? आपका ना 600 wicket हो गया." अभी क्या 600 wicket? कहाँ से? बोला no, BCCI had tweeted, ये देखो ना, because during the match, हम लोगों के पास फोन तो होता नहीं है. So after the match, after press conference, when I entered the dressing room, so one of the girls told me that, "Jhuludi, you know what?" I said, "What? आपका ना 600 wicket हो गया आज." मतलब बोले ये देखो BCCI ने ट्वीट किया 600 wicket हुआ. यार 600 wicket कहाँ से हुआ? Then she only said that ये हुआ. I said, यार मैंने तो कभी काउंट ही नहीं किया. But yes, जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया था, कभी मैंने इतना दूर का तो मैंने सोचा नहीं था. Honestly speaking, Boryada, I always dream to play for my country at least one match, and उस कॉलम में एक विकेट होना चाहिए था. That was my goal. But उसके बाद, when you love for this game, you're passionate about this game, want to do well each and every time whenever you got that opportunity. So उस passion के साथ में आगे बढ़ते गए, and when you're playing since long time, 6, 7, 18, 19 years international cricket आपका जब होता है, you achieve few milestone. But the ultimate goal अभी तक नहीं हुआ. इंडिविजुअल माइलस्टोन से मैं बहुत खुश हूँ, बहुत हैप्पी हूँ.
चलिए, आपने मुझे क्यों दे दिया वो अल्टीमेट गोल के बारे में? मैं वही पूछने वाला.
वो बाद में आएंगे, बाद में बात करते हैं.
नहीं, अभी बात करना है, बिकॉज वो जो देखिए, मुझे जो ये टीम लगा, दैट यू एक्चुअली पुश्ड ऑस्ट्रेलिया इन द सेकंड मैच. According to me, that no ball was inconclusive, and that 49th over Rajeshwari Gaikwad delivery was LBW. I'm not asking you about that. I know अंपायरिंग के बारे में आप बात नहीं कर सकते, मैं पूछूंगा भी नहीं. बट व्हाट आई डू वांट टू आस्क इज यास्तिका भाटिया, शफाली वर्मा, स्मृति मानधना, हरमन कमिंग बैक, ऑफ कोर्स मिथाली राज, you, Meghna looked promising, Rajeshwari, Pooja. All of a sudden, we are seeing Sneh Rana. We are seeing a team that is well capable of challenging the best in the world. Are you getting good vibes about the World Cup, that you can actually make a serious challenge for the World Cup?
Well, absolutely. because honestly speaking, because of COVID, we miss out a lot of series. But honestly, at the same time, we have played quality cricket in playing in a different condition. Playing against England in early summer it was not easy, but we take that challenge. Yes, result was not in our favor, but we fought till the last match. We fought in all the format. In the Test cricket, we did not give up. We fought hard, make sure that match should go to draw. One day, result in not in our favor, but again 2-1 T20 2-1. In Australia, so far, is one of the best side in the world, very one a professional side, and we fought. We nearly winning the series, but somehow whatever happened happened. But that's a part of the game. Accept that fact, and we move forward as a team. We come hard next day very strongly, and this is a very young Indian team. So this team have a lot of character. If you continue increase our bar next level, definitely as a team, as a unit, we can make some good strength towards the World Cup. But yes, World Cup is going to be different ball game. It's not going to be same tournament. World Cup is a lot of mind setup is required, mental strength is required, because pressure will be different in World Cup. Expectation will be different in the World Cup. People will watch. So this is you cannot compare this series with the World Cup. But yes, World Cup के पहले हम लोगों का एक अच्छा competitive match खेलने को मिला. One of the best side के साथ. ऐसा नहीं हम लोग हमसे weaker link के साथ खेले. हम best team के साथ compete किए. यहाँ से जो confident मिलेंगे as a team, वो हमें आगे help करेंगे. इनमें से कुछ लड़कियां WBBL भी खेलने वाले हैं, जो इनको भी काफी एक्सपोजर मिलने वाले इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेटर्स के साथ कॉम्पिटिटिव क्रिकेट खेलने की. वो एक्सपीरियंस भी वो गैदर करके वर्ल्ड कप में आएंगे. सो आई थिंक एज ए टीम हम लोग अगर एज ए यूनिट बहुत अच्छा प्रिपरेशन करके जाए एंड मेंटली हम लोग अगर स्ट्रांग रहे, डेफिनेटली हम लोग वर्ल्ड कप में टॉप 4 में तो रहेंगे ही रहेंगे.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन झूलन, आपने सही कहा, क्योंकि अगर और द डिफरेंट थिंग इज झूलन, मैं आपको कह दूं, मेरा खुद का शो या बाकी मीडिया भी, ओनली बोरिया नहीं, बाकी मीडिया भी, देखिए अभी आईपीएल चल रहा है और आईपीएल एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टूर्नामेंट होता है वर्ल्ड के लिए भी. आज अगर मैं देश का लीडिंग न्यूज़पेपर्स के बारे में जिक्र करूं या मेरा खुद का शो के बारे में जिक्र करूं, मैं आपको ये कहना चाहता हूं, द लीड हैज बीन विमेंस क्रिकेट. पहला स्टोरी विमेंस क्रिकेट का विन है, उसके बाद नीचे आईपीएल है. कल मेरा शो में मैंने पहले आधा घंटा विमेंस क्रिकेट सेलिब्रेट किया, उसके बाद आधा घंटा आईपीएल किया. आज न्यूज़पेपर्स में भी वही है. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि आज विमेंस क्रिकेट ये सीरीज बायलैटरल लोग नहीं देख रहे, हर लोग देख रहे हैं. सो जमाना चेंज हुआ है. हाँ, विमेंस आईपीएल को भी आना है. अगर आप लोग ऐसे खेलते रहे, सूनर देन लेटर वो आएगा, आना ही है, क्योंकि लोग देख रहे हैं हम कैसे खेल रहे हैं. सो मेरा वही आखिरी सवाल झूलन, डे नाइट टेस्ट मैच भी आ रहा है, वर्ल्ड कप भी आ रहा है, आपका लास्ट 6 months में भी serious challenges in front of you. How are you looking forward to that? Again, you've achieved everything in the world, but very important 6 months. You need to remain fit. You need to remain, your body has to give it to you, because you still have a lot to give Indian cricket. So final thoughts.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, on a pink ball test match, we all are looking forward. It's something new, we never been experienced. So we, as a team, as a unit, we all are very much excited and looking forward for this pink ball test match. And coming back to your next question is next 6 months. Yes, absolutely, is very important, very crucial for all of us, because you have to be very fit. Make sure that you are in a good pace. You whatever small niggles, all those things are there, you sort it out. And when you are going to the World Cup, make sure that you're fit, mentally you are fine, you are in a good pace. That's the most important thing, because World Cup is required. Again, I'm telling you, World Cup is not about skills, it's not about anything, it's all about mind game. Mentally, if you are strong, physically, if you are fit, definitely you can compete, because in a day, given day, anybody can win. That's not in your hand. But physically and mentally fresh रहना very much important. And next 6 months is very, very crucial for all of us as a unit to be fit mentally. You are in a good pace and working on your training, because next 6 months is crucial for all of us.
I'll finish off there because I know it's pretty late in Australia. I need to sort of let you go because you need some rest. You've got some important matches coming up. And also, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Kolkata after you come back on the 5th of October. We must celebrate the 600 wickets together at my house or your house with a meal. Now, COVID is under control. It's a better world. But once again, Jhulan, virtually a big hug. Many congratulations. Your family, I am very, very proud of you. Thank you very much for giving us all these memories, because this is what makes Indian cricket what it is. And once again, a very sincere thank you to the BCCI for allowing me to do this today. Thank you very, very much, Jhulan, for your time.
Thank you, Boryada. It's always been a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much.